Some companies function on toxicity. Friendships that are formed in the workplace is very subjective. Are you working in a hostile environment? Do you often have arguments with a coworker? Do you dread going to work? Do you drag your feet trying to not to go to work and you're like, damn, I gotta go to this shithole again? If you answered yes to any of these questions, stay tuned for this video. Yeah. So I work in at a agency, and I come across a lot of people having issues at work, and I was one of them that had issues, that was pissed off because this employee treated me unfairly, and I thought me running to the manager was the best thing. I thought me saying, oh, you know, she did that to me, he did that to me, I don't like this, I don't like that. I thought this is what I was supposed to do, because they're supposed to help when a situation arises, and they're supposed to protect me as their employee. Well, that answer is a yes and no. It's a twofold answer. Because yes, the agency or a company, your employer, let me correct myself, your employer is required to protect you. And any complaint brought forth by you to your employer needs to be treated fairly and needs to be equally investigated. Yes. They're liable if they don't, by law. But I want to, talk about the struggles of it on the outside looking in, because come on, I'm quite sure, I'm a manager, I'm quite sure you have these issues, but not every supervisor wants to hear something negative from their staff, their employees on a day-to-day basis. You're there to get the damn job done. You don't want to hear about this person said to you, that person was fighting, this person owes you money and you ain't get it back. That stuff shouldn't be in the workplace. But because people spend more time at work than they do at home, we're faced to deal with those issues. Now, I could care less if she owe you money or he owe you money outside, because why are you bringing this stuff to work? Why are you bringing this stuff to work? And then get into an argument at work. Now, I, as a supervisor, I, as an administrator, would have to intervene and do something about it, because I'm there to protect all employees. So, I say this to say, because if you're the victim of someone being unfair to you at the workplace, I'm just going to give you some tips on how I would handle it, so you don't look like a snitch. You don't look like a problem, because keep in mind, employees just want you to be productive. If your productivity is lacking because of conflict resolutions having to be dealt with in the workplace, you're going to be looked at like a liability instead of an asset. Let's keep it real. Nobody wants to have that negative energy. I don't care if you're not the problem, because you being in it is also a problem, even though you're a victim. The first thing I would do, if I have a problem with someone, and it could be because I was cool with them or not, and there's a problem, I'm going to try to resolve it. I would try to resolve it before running to a supervisor, running to a manager. I would gently approach the person and say, listen, I feel this way. You said something to me I didn't like. You did this to me I didn't like. And we resolve it. If it doesn't work out that the person was receptive to what you had to say, then you have to do something else. But first, you have to make the first step, which involves you going directly to the person. A lot of people will say, no, that's not the right. I don't care. It is. Because HR would definitely tell you, did you speak to the person? Did you tell them that you had a problem with this? Did you tell, since you and them were friends prior, since you and them went out prior, why you didn't say anything to them to let them know there is a problem? Because what if they don't think there's a problem? After we identify the problem, we make some suggestions. If the person talking down to you at work, or if the person is not allowing you to do your work because they're preventing you from a task because they have to turn in the task in order for you to complete it, then you have to make some suggestions. Then you're going to have to either in a meeting or a one-on-one meeting, I'm not sure, maybe you have weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings with the team, you make some suggestion that instead not putting yourself into the situation, but indirectly. Like giving a general statement, like for the example of the one person being reluctant to complete their work that's preventing you from completing your work. You would say that, oh, we can have a weekly dialogue to catch up on what products are finished, tally it on the board so everyone knows that is finished, or if it's not, and then they will give approximate time for it to be finished. You provided them a solution. So now the employer is looking at you like, yes, you're brainstorming, you're bringing ideas to the forefront instead of the problem, dumping it on the employee's lap. When you do that, when you show that you can provide a solution to a problem, more than likely you will be looked at for a promotion very quickly because you can problem solve. You're showing them that you have the ability to problem solve. You're showing that the ability that you are not shy and you can speak up and you have valid points and you have good ideas. The next thing that you would do is, if it continues to go haywire, then you would have to go to HR and say, as a result of this person, this employee, lack of work ethics, I'm lacking behind in my job, my task because of them. And they would have to know, because the company is not going to want productivity to fall. And you making them aware that the level of work is not being achieved because this person is being stagnant. If the employer doesn't even acknowledge you or just let it go and the problem still persists, then you're going to have to make a decision about what you want to do. If you being still in this company is feasible for your lifestyle, because nobody want to be stressed. Nobody definitely want to be stressed. So you would have to make a conscious decision to see if you want to stay here or not. Because one, nobody's holding your hand. Nobody's forcing you to stay at an agency. You're there because you want to be there and for a paycheck. And if you're not happy with how the company is being run, you can go somewhere else.